Psst, hey. What? Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Enjoy the video.
Welcome to a new episode of It's Raining Let's Draw. Today it's actually raining heavily, so what better to do on a day like this than to stay inside and draw. I'm very excited today because we're going on a small excursion. We're going to Zoological Museum of Copenhagen. I'll be bringing my sketchbook and my art materials, and then I'm just looking forward to draw some amazing things. So now we're inside of the museum. One of the things that I absolutely adore about this place is that the place is so massive, and it's really a huge resource, not in terms of just experiencing evolution, but also in terms of drawing resources. So the place is just packed with all kinds of things that you can draw. So now the challenge is really to find a thing to draw.
So where should one start? I'm a bit overwhelmed by the number of things to draw. Drawing this skeleton of a massive sperm whale, for instance, is not gonna happen today. What about seaweed? Yeah, that's more like it. I start out by drawing this fossil seaweed, and I love drawing these organic shapes. If you want to improve your precision in drawing, or if you want to experience a meditative approach to drawing, I can really recommend drawing these organic shapes. I'm not very good at meditating and sitting still, but drawing something like this helps me to focus on being present. As I draw this, my mind begins to wander, and I just become immersed in these beautiful shapes. As you can see, I've created a shade beneath the seaweed, and this helps to give a sense of solidness to the seaweed. Next to it was this other type of seaweed which had an amazing shape, almost like a huge mushroom. I also drew this bullfinch here that was just next to it. A small tip here, do you see the straight lines done with a pencil along the bird? These I drew in the beginning, and they help you a lot because it's then easier to see when you have to make a curved line. These lines and how they interact are key elements in drawing a specific thing. If the lines were a bit off, it's going to look like another bird and not this one. Getting warmed up now, I can move on to a larger bird. I did not draw these two, but this one. This is a seabird which unfortunately went extinct in the 19th century. It's a gairfowl or a Great Auk. It reminds me a bit of a penguin. Here is a curious description of the bird by a biologist from 1865. Quote, "We were told by many people that they swarm with their heads much lifted up, but their necks drawn in. They never tried to flap along the water, but dived as soon as alarmed. On the rocks they sat more upright than either guillemots or razorbills, and their station was further removed from the sea. They were easily frightened by noise, not but what they saw. They sometimes utter a few low croaks. They have never been known to defend their eggs, but would bite fiercely if they had the chance when caught. They would run with little short steps and go straight like a man." End quote. After doing the sketch of the auk, which was very precise, I wanted to kind of loosen up a bit and study this creature here with less precision and a more scribbly approach. By some miracle, I managed to pull off a really nice eye here with a highlight that I'm quite happy about. Then I went to the Department of Animals from the North Pole. And here things went south, as I tried to draw a snow rabbit. It just didn't pan out the way I wanted to, and that's just all part of it, really. A good thing to remember is to take breaks when out sketching, which I totally forgot this day. After the fiasco of drawing the snow rabbit, I moved on to walruses, and I drew these sketches here from some really impressive dioramas. Walruses are just so fun to draw. I mean, look at them, they have a mustache. And they're just so exotic and spectacular to look at. These are done with the calligraphy pen I mentioned before. My approach this time was to be more audacious and just draw straight ahead with no helping lines. And I can really recommend my video called Blind Drawing here, which is, really the technique I used here. I should mention in this drawing, the black pen part of the drawing was done at the museum, while I did the rest with a ballpoint pen from memory at home. I return to the section below where I started because here's some great light to draw in and loads of beautiful animals. Here I have been drawing with the king of birds, an eagle. On returning home I decided to give it some watercolor, and actually I used coffee for its feathers as well. From one majestic bird to a more humble animal, or I guess this depends on who you ask, I'm going to attempt to sketch this squirrel monkey here. When sketching it, it should be noted that my viewing point of the monkey is slightly different from the one pictured in the corner here. You can follow along as I draw, and I will comment on certain things when something interesting is happening on the paper. Some people might ask, where is the good place to start when starting to sketch and draw things? And the answer to that is that I don't think there's really one golden answer to that question. I mean, it really depends on who you are, and some people would like to do a rough sketch of the thing they draw. I tend to more like to just start at a point, and then once I build up some landmarks, such as here the fur of the squirrel monkey, I then have something to measure with and to develop the sketch from there. When drawing the hand here, it seems easy, and it's also quite easy because I'm using the technique blind drawing. Just looking at the arm of the squirrel monkey here and then just trusting my eyes. Doing straight lines and geometrical figures can help you kind of create a skeleton of where to put the important features, such as the eyes and the nose. And putting these landmarks down, getting those down, and those helping lines are equally as important as creating the features of the squirrel monkey, because the features depend on these helping lines that you make. I move on and focus on other parts of the body to kind of give my eyes some more rest and try to focus on something, some areas of the body that I have to be less precise about, you could say. It's quite fun to notice here how confident I am in drawing this branch here. I think it's because my mind knows that this is not the important part of the drawing, so I kind of have the courage here to go wrong, and it's quite I mean it's thought provoking that you are more free and audacious when you're not concentrating about being precise. This is one good thing about sketching, I think, that you can sort of this is where you really improves because you're not worried about getting it totally accurate. It's quite fun with this kind of posture now that I think of it. Like, it almost seems like is if this squirrel monkey has a stick that is resting its body towards. Okay, the difficult part, drawing the other eye. And this part never gets easier, even as I have been drawing for, I don't know, plus 10 years. Placing the other eye is always the difficult task, and I'm still learning or trying to figure out how I could kind of get a hack and then learn this. I don't know. I guess it's always going to be difficult, maybe. And here I'm just creating some scribbles to kind of describe the shape of the branch. And I'm about to be finished with this sketch. I think that it's really a great thing to draw this creature. And I think that my squirrel monkey looks a bit more tired and old than the stuffed animal that I was drawing. It looks more attuned, I would say. And if you've been watching all along till now, then I just want to thank you all for watching along. And yeah, this was all that I had in the goodie bag for now. I hope you enjoyed this small trip to the museum. If you ever get the chance, go and sketch in places like these, because it's quite magical, and I think you get a certain connection and feeling of coexistence with all these species from around the world, and it's just, yeah, it's really meditative. And you can also, you get a sense of traveling in a way. So I will see you soon, and then remember to have fun drawing.